O küçük köyde, küçük tapınakta ilk kez tanrıların ve tanrıçaların hikayelerini anlatan o rahibe için anlatıyorum. Usulca bir rüzgar estiğinde, bu rüzgar yavaş yavaş yol aldığında ağaçların arasında, kendine dokunacak bir dal bulur. Bu dalın üstünde az önce tüm güzelliğiyle, tüm ihtişamıyla açmış ve ölmeye hazır bir sakura çiçeği bulur.
Bir varmış, bir yokmuş. İnsan evladının başına gelenler dağdan, taştan, kurttan, kuştan daha çokmuş. Evvel zaman içinde, kalbur zaman içinde. Pireler berber iken, develer tellal iken, ben anamın beşiğini tıngır mıngır sallar iken, ben diyeyim kuzeyde, siz deyin güneyde, ben diyeyim batıda, siz deyin doğuda. Ninemin ninesi ölmeden önce, dedemin dedesi doğmadan önce.
Kıza sordu. Gözü gözüne, teni tenine değdi mi? Hayır dedi, bu kim? Tanımıyorum. Nereden getirdin bunu? Nereden çıktı? Ömrümde ilk defa görüyorum. Baktı, inanayım mı, inanmayayım mı? İfritin kafası karıştı. Eğer bana doğruyu söylemezseniz ikinizi de doğduğunuza pişman edeceğim. Çok bana doğruyu söyle. Ben dedi ilk defa, eğer dedi madem bu adamı ilk defa görüyorsun, al bu kılıcı ve onun kellesini uçur. O zaman senin doğru söylediğine inanacağım.
Okay, it's now live. All right. Merhaba, nasılsın? So I'm actually the first English performer here on the storytelling, what I've heard. So I'm very delighted that I can perform for you. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Me in front of the camera. Normally I can see all your faces, and now I only see myself. So it's really weird. It's like performing in front of a mirror and just hoping that you will see everything. And so I don't know what it's going to be. I have an hour with you. Maybe I can fill the hour. Maybe I will not fill the hour. We don't know. And so I cannot see your reaction. So I'm completely in the dark, but I hope I could do my best. A little bit about myself. I'm from Amsterdam. I'm Dutch and also Polish. My mom is from Poland and my dad is from the Netherlands. And I grew up in Amsterdam, and I do storytelling and I also do stand-up comedy in Amsterdam. Actually, I performed once in Kadekje in the little theater of Kor Hoebe with my friend Marijn and another friend like 6 years ago. So I hope maybe you were there too. But I'm really pleased that I can perform for you. So my team a little bit is brothers and sisters. That's the theme of my story. And I have 2 brothers. I'm the oldest. I don't know how many brothers and sisters you have, but it's always yeah, it's always a lot of fun to have brothers and sisters, unless you're a bit younger, because then it's a bit different. And look, when I was on the primary school, I had my best friend was called Stefan, and Stefan was the top dog. He was the most popular kid on the primary school. If he was Putin, I was Medvedev. I was his assistant. If he was Batman, I was Robin. So because he was my best friend, I didn't have to do anything to become popular because I had Stefan and he was the most popular kid. So my social skills were not that good, not as good as I suspected and which I needed later on in life, because I didn't need to, I had him. The problem was that he went to a different secondary school, to a different high school. He went to one, I went to another, and I lost my friend. And now I had to do it by myself. And for you, it's a bit hard to see, but for Dutch people, I'm a really small guy. Dutch people are the tallest people in the world. The average for a man in the Netherlands is 1.86 m right now, and I'm 1.73. So I'm the average height of a woman. So I was really small when I went to high school. I had really big glasses because my parents bought me those glasses in Poland just a few years after communism was gone, because it was cheaper. So I had really big post-communistic glasses. Also had braces, and my hair normally is blonde, but if you make it wet, it turns red. And red hair in the Netherlands and also in most parts of the English world is seen as weak. So because I put a lot of gel in my hair turned a little bit red, but I didn't notice because I was young and dumb and insecure. So, and on top of that, I was also fat. So I was a small kid, tiny kid who was fat, had braces. I had a big, glasses because they were cheaper. And I had red hair. If I wasn't me, I would tease me, okay? So obviously, I got teased a little bit in the first year of my high school. And in the second year, I still didn't make any friends because I didn't know how to. But then during chemistry class, I was sitting next to a boy, and his name was Daniel. And I had a South Park agenda, and me and him were making drawings on, maybe you know South Park. I made drawings on Kyle and Kenny and the Cartman, and we made like little, you know what boys do, they make little Hitler mustaches and make piercings. And that's actually very bonding. So now me and Daniel had a bonding moment because we both were making drawings in my agenda. And it gave me so much courage that after the class finished, I asked him, hey, Daniel, do you like to, after school, go to my house and play PlayStation together? And Daniel said, okay. I was super happy because now finally I had the opportunity to make a friend. After school, because we live in Amsterdam, on our bikes, we went home to my place, and I thought the whole house was empty, just me and Daniel. So what do you do before you play PlayStation? You make some food. I made a sandwich with egg. That's the only dish I can really make. I made an egg sandwich for him and for me, and we're both eating it quietly. Me on one side of the table, Daniel on the other side of the table. But then I heard some noise. It was my brother, who is 1.5 years younger than I am. He was already at home. I didn't know that. He walked down from the upstairs floor, went into the living room where me and Daniel were sitting. He looked at Daniel, he looked at me, and he walked towards me. He took a piece of my bread, of my sandwich, ate it, and stared at me. Now that is declaration of war. In my house, I'm the oldest. In my house, at that moment, I'm 13. I'm the man in the house. My brother is 11. I'm 13. I need to show Daniel that I'm the man in the house. I have two options. Either I can make a joke. Second thing is show him who's boss. So I'll start fighting with my brother, Ton. And normally you wrestle. You're Turkish, you know wrestling, you do with oil and all that stuff. We're wrestling. And normally if you win, if you're on top, you put your one knee here on the biceps, one knee here on the biceps, and then if you in front of somebody, you spit a little bit, but you make that the spit goes down, and then just before it hits the face, put it up again, and then down, and then up again, just to play with the mind. But this time, because Daniel was there, it didn't end with spit. My fist went backwards. And it was like my fist wanted to ask me, are you sure? Are you really want to do this? And I told my fist, we have to do this. I have to show who's boss. And my fist ended on his eye. Now, Toninja was so mad that, and he had so much energy, he could push me away. And there's a lot of energy because I was fat. He pushed me away, and he ran into the garden, took a big shovel, and he said, while sweeping the shovel from one side to the other, "You, Kor, are about to die. You are going to die. These are your last seconds in this world. You are going to die." I was so scared. I walked into the only room which you can lock, which is the bathroom. I locked the door. I sat in the bathtub and I was thinking, oh shit, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. He's going to kill me. And with the shovel, he was making a hole in the door of the bathroom. Now I started crying because the hole got bigger and bigger and bigger. And I knew if we would go through that hole, I'm dead. So I was thinking, what can I do? What can I do? And I looked around and I saw a shampoo. And I thought maybe if he makes it to that hole in the door, because one eye is destroyed because of my fist, but the other eye, maybe I can push like shampoo in that one eye who's still working, just like a Spider-Man, go push, and then he's blind, and then maybe I can beat him. But the hole got bigger and bigger, and my time was running up. But luckily for me, to push a shovel, to a big shovel, for an 11-year-old is a lot of energy. So he got tired, and he needed to take a break. And he went back into the living room, and I heard him being exhausted. I heard him, as soon as I can go to the hole, I will kill that idiot. Actually, he said motherfucker, which is ironic because he's my brother. But I'm gonna kill that motherfucker. Because the break took more than 20 minutes, I got out of the bathtub, opened the door, sneaked around, saw him, and he saw me, and he said, "I'm still gonna kill you. I'm still gonna kill you." I went back into the bathtub and locked the door, and I'm like, "Fuck, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die." Luckily for me, our father is a teacher. That means that he is done with his workday around 4 o'clock. Now, right now in the story, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. My father got home, and that saved my life. If my father worked for a company, we had to work until 6, I would have been dead. My father got home. First thing he saw was a big hole in the door of the bathroom. Then he walked into the living room, saw my brother with one eye was completely fucked up. The other eye, almost fire comes out. So that's how angry he is. He's holding a shovel, and he sees also a boy he's never seen before. He sees Daniel. And he says, "What happened?" And Ton, my brother, says, Kor started this. Kor's in the bathroom. I'm going to kill him. And he says, "No. Kor, Ton, now here." And I heard my father. I said, "I'm not going to come. He's going to kill me. He said, "Come here." And I had just enough courage to open the door. I walked to my father and I said, "Please protect me. Please protect me." He says, "Don't worry. I'm going to just stop crying. Stop crying." Me and Toncher were next to my father, and we both started, "He started it. And father said, "I don't want to know who started it. You're going to shake hands now, and you're going to establish peace." We had to shake hands. It was like, you've seen like Palestine and Israel, the leaders of Palestine and Israel trying to shake hands. They, like in Norway. We shook hands. But then my father said something. The door, you're gonna pay from your allowance money. You're gonna both pay for the door. And now we're both in the same shit. Now we both have to pay for something. And that made us realize, we have to think about it, our behavior, because we're now in the same shit. And we said, hey, maybe we should quit fighting, because almost one of us died if we keep on fighting. He said, yes, let's stop fighting. And from that moment on, we decided to stop fighting. The next days, because he had a blue eye, every morning, I took the makeup of my mother and put makeup on his eye just before going to school, so that the school wouldn't notice. And that's also very bonding. And from that moment on, I started becoming friends with my brother. And since then, I can say he's one of my best friends. Fast forward until, let's say, 4 years ago, Daniel and my brother arrived at my house together. And they said, Kor, you need to see this. You need to see this. They put a DVD in my PlayStation. And I said, look at this, look at this. And you see them both falling out of a plane. They went parachute jumping together. So not only am I a friend of Daniel, but Daniel's also a friend of my brother. So we all became friends. And that's my first story about brothers, sisters. The next story is also about a brothers and sisters, but a bit different. My ex-girlfriend is from Morocco. I say from Morocco because she was born and raised in Amsterdam, but here we say she's Moroccan. And there's some, technically it's a little bit true because they still have the Moroccan passport. You cannot lose the Moroccan passport even though you don't want it anymore. You have to have a Moroccan passport. Now, my mom is from Poland. And my mom, she is a bit conservative. about Muslims and Moroccans as well. And I told, her name is Karima, I told Karima, hey Karima, my mom, she really doesn't like Moroccans. She really doesn't like Muslims. So be prepared when I introduce you to my mom as my girlfriend. So Karima was really, really scared when the first time, I even made a joke. I said, Karima, my mom's gonna spit in your face, just to make it worse, because I'm a comedian. I like to make silly jokes to make things worse, because I thought it was funny. Maybe you don't think it's funny. I thought it was funny. So I told Karima, my mom's gonna spit in your face, you know, so just so you know. I brought Karima over and my mom loved her. She loved her. And Karima said, oh, I was so scared. Kor, I was so scared. You made me so scared. I was, you know what? I will get you back one day. And one day she had a birthday. That happens in relationships, that once in a while you have your birthday. And she said, Kor, I want you to come to my birthday party. I said, I'm not gonna come. She said, why? I said, I'm not gonna come to your birthday party if most of your family don't know about me. Look, to explain it to you, she has 8 brothers and sisters. 8 brothers and sisters. There's a lot, huh? 8. And she is one of the youngest. She only has one brother who's younger than her. So she's the youngest sister. Yeah. There's a small part of the family, 4 or 5 brothers. The 4 brothers, they are which I call the haram side of the family. And then you have the halal side of the family. That's how I call it. The halal side wears headscarves. They go to the mosque. They do everything what is right. The haram part, which Karima is, she's part of the haram part. She like her little, it's funny. Her little brother even dated a Jewish girl. was so sweet to see, so romantic to see him and her eating a pizza with bacon on it. It was so sweet, drinking wine and eating bacon together, both being the haram side of both their religions. But it was so sweet to see them together. But Karima was dating me, and only her little brother knew about my existence. The rest of the family didn't know about me. And I said, I'm not going to come to your family because I don't want to meet your oldest brother, who's, I don't know, 30 something. He will beat me up with the other brothers if they see me, because this phase is one big haram phase for them. And Karima said, well, you're lucky. My parents, they're doing the Haji. They're not there. So it's only my brothers and sisters. So, but you need to come. I was so scared to go to that birthday party. I was so nervous. I called friends. What should I do? I made plans. So this was my plan. My plan was to come very, very late to the birthday party. I thought like the birthday party would end at 12 o'clock at night, because they not all live in one house. So they have to go back and they have to take the last bus. The last bus is around 12. So maybe if I'm there at 11, I only need to be perfect for 1 hour. So that was my plan. So I came very, very late to the party. I was so stupid. I brought wine with me, because that's an automatic thing I do. If I go to a birthday party, I bring wine with me as a present. Even 2 bottles. So they were even making us sound when if you put 2 wine bottles in one plastic bag, they make sound. And all the courage I had, I went to Karima's house. I ring the doorbell. Abdullah, her little brother, opened the door, looked around. He said, Kor, I don't know you right now, but good luck. And yeah, Kor, one thing, whatever you do, don't look Muhammad more than 2 seconds in his eyes. Because if you stare at his eyes for 2 seconds, he gets really, really aggressive. So don't do that. Whatever you do, don't do that. Okay, good luck. I walked into the hallway. I saw Karima for the first time in my life with a headscarf on. I've never seen it before with a headscarf on. And she looked around like we're doing a drug deal, gave me a kiss, said, good luck. I took off my shoes. I put the wine next to my shoes. And from the living room, I can only hear, where is he? Where is he? We've been waiting so long. We've been waiting so long. Where is he? Turns out there was a huge dinner and they were waiting for me. And it's 11 o'clock. So I made them wait until 11 o'clock. Look, if I don't eat, if I'm hungry and I have to wait 20 minutes, I'm ready to murder people. I made them wait hours. Yeah, hours. So fucking stupid. So I walk into the living room. I see all these brothers and sisters. All the sisters, they had a headscarf on. I walk to the first sister. I want to shake her hands. She looks at my hand and says, I'm sorry, but I don't shake hands with men. So I canceled shaking hands with women for that night. I shook the hands of all the men and I saw the only plate which was left. It was the plate exactly on the opposite side of Muhammad. I was sitting there thinking, fuck, this situation, it's such a bad, it's so bad. How can, and how can I was trying to eat and not look Muhammad in the eyes while eating. But it's so weird. If you're eating and you sit and somebody's on the opposite side of you, you have to look. You cannot not look. You have to look. And one time I looked him 2-3 seconds in his eyes, and our eyes locked, and he stood up. He stood up and he said, "This is not normal. This is not normal. Look at him. This is not normal." And all the other brothers stood up. "This is not normal. This is unacceptable. Look at his face. Huh? Look at his face. And he wants to date our little sister." All the women stood up. "This is not normal. This should stop." And they all said, "Yes, this should stop." And all the sisters took off the headscarves to put the bottles of wine on the table. And they said, "Hey, Kor, welcome in the family." And that is the biggest practical joke which ever happened to me. 1 hour later, I was smoking a joint with Mohammed in the backyard. I said, "Whoa, you really got me good. Almost peed my pants." And he said, "Yeah, I saw that. I saw that." Wow. And that's the practical joke. You can only do that with brothers and sisters like that. Okay. I'm gonna take a little sip of my water. And then I'm gonna tell you the last story. We men, I think we do very stupid shit. Most men, they do very stupid shit. mean, I work with teenagers. I know that men do stupid shit. I've done super stupid shit. I have one time I was at a gay pride. I know you have a gay pride in Istanbul, but I think our gay pride is a bit bigger in Amsterdam. Our gay pride is on boats, and gay pride is the most brutal party there is. And the gay pride is for everyone. It doesn't matter what you are, gay pride is a party for the whole city. I was there with my brother and his girlfriend. At the time I was single, and I was at a big boat. There were 50 people, and gay pride is so brutal because everybody gets really wasted on alcohol and drugs. And I knew I was in a period in my life that I didn't want to take any drugs. So I would, together with a friend of mine, I said, you know what, we're only going to drink. So we're just drinking a lot because the other people were taking drugs. So we said, let's just drink a lot. And then somebody, eventually, somebody I didn't even know, he approached me with an ecstasy pill on his hand. He said, do you want this? And I told myself that I will not do drugs. So I told him, yes, give me half. And from that moment on, an hour later, I lost my balance so much that on the boat, that when there was a little wave, I lost my balance. I took my brother, because I was standing next to him, tried to be on the boat. And he grabbed his girlfriend, and all three of us, with all our clothes on, with phones in our pockets, fell into the water, in the canal water of Amsterdam. Now that's stupid. They put us back on the boat, and from now on, the party for me, everybody looked at me like I had herpes, AIDS, and cancer at the same time, because I was wet and fell off the boat. So I was sort of excluded from the party. And after a few hours of that, after one or 2 hours, I'm like, okay, maybe it's time for me to leave. So I got off the boat, but then I needed to find my bike, and I didn't know where my bike was parked because I lost all sense of directions. Eventually, I found my bike, and it was at a different canal because we have loads of canals in Amsterdam. And then the boat passed again, but now completely empty with only the captain. And the captain is a good friend of mine. And I said, hey, Maarten. He said, hey, Kor. And in my mind, I saw Maarten, and I said, you need to hug Maarten. Maarten, with the big boat, came to the shore, to the side of the canal, and I wanted to get on the boat to hug him. But because my body didn't do what I wanted to do, I was holding the boat and my feet were on the canal, but the boat was moving and I fell back again into the water. And this time I thought, okay, this is the end of my life. This is probably how I should die, because this is the second time today. And I was falling like this. No. And Maarten, he's a strong man. He plays rugby. He's a strong man. With one arm, he could take me out of the water, put me on the boat, and said, what happened to you? You cannot take care of yourself? I said, Maarten, you saved my life. Now that's stupid. My brother at the same night also fell in water again. Apparently, I didn't know that, but because I was too fucked up, I couldn't see it, but he also fell in the water when he wanted to go to the toilet. But he told me the day after. But luckily, we all survived. The only things which died those days, that day, were my phone, his phone, and the phone of his girlfriend. No, we're going to go back in time now. A few years ago, 5 years ago now, me and Ton, we went to South Africa on holidays. And we decided to climb the biggest mountain in Cape Town. It's called the Table Mountain, and you can climb it going up. But we're quite late in the day on purpose because we're very pale. So later in the day means less sun, means better for our skin. But because it's quite a hike, and we underestimated the hike, and it really got quite dark. And if you misstep, you die. So that's stupid. We got on to the top of the mountain, took a little cable train back, and then we went to a bar. And at the bar, I met a Hell's Angel, but he didn't have his clothes on of Hell's Angel. We found out later, but I like to tease a little bit, and I teased him completely. I was making fun of him. But because I didn't know he was a Hell's Angel, I dared to do it. Later I found out he was a Hell's Angel. That's stupid. You don't make fun of a Hell's Angel because they can, I don't know, kill you, beat you up at least. He decided that he liked this, and he had a car with him. And in his car, because it's an old American car, without seatbelts, we were driving really, really fast. All three of us super drunk. We were driving from bar to bar to bar. That's stupid. But that's what young men do. They do stupid things. And we survived that. The next day, we got a phone call from my mom, a missed phone call. And we thought, okay, we're not going to answer it. She probably has a question about internet because my mom doesn't know how internet works. She's not going to react to that. And then our father calls, and we're like, now it's maybe more serious. And we called back, and turns out our third brother, Leon, is in the hospital. He and a friend, they walked along the water, and because they did a lot of acid, which is also known as LSD, they got into a bad trip and fell into the water. And Leon, he almost drowned. The fire brigade had to pick him up from the bottom of the canal, took him up, reanimated him, and took him to the hospital. Me and Tonetje, we immediately flew back, but it's a long way from South Africa to Holland. It took us almost 24 hours with the flights and everything. And we're just in time for him to breathe out his last breath. And he was declared dead. He didn't make it. Now that's a stupid way to die. But hey, boys do stupid things. But I always carry him along. Always the energy of my little brother who died. I always feel him around me. Like today, even though I only see myself, I can still see him in me and also in my brother. So also this story is dedicated to Leon, and everything I do, every performance I do is dedicated to my stupid brother, because I want to be alive and do much more stupid things. And that brings it to the end, I guess. So thank you for listening. Teşekkürler and hoşça kal. Güle güle.